Let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Rukhman Singh Rathore.
Year 1666, a young British boy, detached from the outside world, was simply sitting and relaxing under a tree. And as he was doing that, he saw the most ordinary thing happen to him. But he drew extraordinary conclusions out of it. You know what he saw? He saw an apple falling from the tree. And at that very moment, his immense curiosity led to the discovery of gravity. That boy went on to becoming one of the most recognized names in the field of physics and mathematics. And I'm sure by now all of you would have understood who is this one boy I'm talking about. Sir Isaac Newton. Presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, and all those present in this room being pulled by a gravitational force. Raise your hand if you have ever struggled to come up with a speech idea. Wow, so many of us. I have also struggled. And today I want to use this platform to discuss with all of you how can we all become better thinkers? How can we all become masters of generating ideas? How can we come up with more ideas easily? Let's take example of Newton's life. What's the very first thing that Newton did? He was relaxing. And that is what we are supposed to do. In fact, while you all are mesmerized by Newton's genius, I have a very serious question. What on earth was he doing lying under a tree on a random afternoon? Didn't he have a job to do? I'm sure all the gym freaks present in this room would agree that for our muscles to grow, we need to give it rest. And the same thing applies to our mind. Our brain requires rest. Our mind requires space. Look at all the greatest thinkers from history, some of the biggest philosophers that we know. All of them got their ideas when they were relaxing, either traveling or on an adventure or sitting under a tree. Gautam Buddha did that. He got his enlightenment when he detached himself from worldly pleasures and focused his energy and channelized it towards enlightenment. By no way I am suggesting that all of you pursue a path of renunciation. But what I am suggesting is that take out some free time in your life. We all are busy being busy. And because of that, we do not have the time to think about anything in this world. Have you ever wondered, when do you get your brightest ideas? Some of our best ideas come to us early in the morning or when we are in the bathroom. Why is that? Because that's one of the few instances in our day when our mind is free, not thinking about anything. We are not thinking about work, we are not thinking about what to do next. Complete relaxation. And that is what we need to give your mind. You need to give your mind enough space for it to relax, because a relaxed mind generates great ideas. And how can you do that? Take out some time to do some relaxing activities. It could be either meditation or listening to music or even going for a walk. Do anything which allows your mind to calm down. What's the second thing that Newton did? Observation. Was it the first time that an apple fell from a tree? Of course not. Apples had been falling from trees for centuries, but it was the very first time. Somebody consciously observed it and asked why. Observation. Observe things around you. Observe your surroundings. Keep your ears and your eyes open. Look at stand-up comedians, for example. We all have seen stand-up comedians. Some of their jokes are just based on ordinary day-to-day life. But why do we find their jokes so funny? Why do we say, that's so true? Why? And that is because stand-up comedians observe. They observe people, they observe things around them, and they exaggerate those things to make it sound funny. Even mimicry artists observe people. Let's look at one more example. Recently, I was watching a show on Amazon Prime. The show is called The Titan Story, a story on watches, the Titan company. You know how did they come up with the idea of Titan? Earlier, Titan used to be called the Watch Project by Tata Group. Boring name. You need to come up with something exciting. So they wrote on a whiteboard, Tata Industries in Tamil Nadu, and that's about it. Titan, Titan. Sometimes the brightest ideas are right in front of your eyes. You just need to focus and look at those ideas. What's the third thing that Newton did? He asked why. Immense curiosity. Everybody saw apples fall from trees, but it was Newton who asked why and dived deep into the question why. Why do apples fall? What's the phenomena behind it? That one why led to the discovery of gravity. Ask more questions. The more questions you ask, the more answers you get. And sometimes these answers will come from within. You would be surprised to see the potential of your own mind. Ask questions. Question everything. It is true that some of the toughest questions in the world were asked by us humans. But it is also true that some of the best answers also came from us humans. There is no question in the world that all of us cannot answer. So dear friends, everything that you see around you, everything that you touch, feel, see and hear around you is actually a result of an idea. Somebody's idea. Ideas shape our reality. So today when you go back home, stand in front of a mirror and ask yourself, there are so many questions that I don't have answers to. What's your idea? Toastmaster.